Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank Whiskey Charlie Zero Oscar. I'm going to talk about the Tarheel 75A. I've had it for almost 4 months, and I've been using it at least once or twice a week. So it's a screwdriver antenna. It's made in Missouri. Um, it ranges from 3.5 to 30 megahertz, so it has a nice range. And it's rated for 250 watts, which is awesome. When it comes to you, it comes in a long box. It has the antenna. No, yeah, the screwdriver antenna. It comes with a manual control switch, which you're going to use to move the antenna up and down. It has a 20-foot control cable. It has a ferrite core. It has a 6-foot whip, so you don't have to buy the whip, and other accessories so that you can mount the antenna. One cool thing is that there's candy in the box, which is really neat. That was a pleasant surprise. Mounting. So what I do for mounting is that I don't mount my screwdriver antenna, the Tarheel 75A. I don't mount it permanently. What I'll do is I'll park the car. I'll use the Diamond K400 38C mount, and I'll screw the antenna on there. And doing it that way has been a lot more efficient for me. I don't have the right kit or a right mount to keep it permanent on my SUV here. Another thing too about it is that when you extend the antenna with the whip, it's 8 feet. And here in Southern California, when you go inside of a garage or something, it's already placed high. And if I forget, which I usually will probably, it'll bend and break. Like, oh, I forgot my antenna's back there. There goes my $700 plus investment. Uh, so definitely thinking about mounting it permanently is something that I haven't really thought about. And I used it with the Trimac mount, and it does work. But it's a little bit harder to implement, just because I usually don't keep the mag mount on the car. I gotta take it out, so that's a little bit hard. But with some leverage, it's not that bad. But putting on the antenna, which is almost 8 feet, that's a little bit. You have to work on it a little bit. Okay, now tuning. It comes with the switch, which is awesome. So the switch uses the cable. So the one end of the cable goes to the antenna, and that cable is wrapped around the iron core, so no interference will come to it. Then the other end of the wire will go to the switch, and then from the switch, you'll have a battery, and the switch is used so that you can tune the antenna. So to do that, what you do is you move the antenna up or down until you hear a very loud noise coming through the band. And then when you hear something loud, right, then you have to fine tune it until you can hear the strongest signal that you can get in the background noise. And then you can talk and see how the SWR is. I prefer an accessory that I'm going to talk about in a minute. But I put all these things inside the bag, and I won't lose them in the car. And when I'm ready to use it, I take it out. And this is only because I don't permanently install the antenna. If I did permanently install antenna, then I think all the cablings will be there, and I wouldn't be putting it inside of a bag. Accessories. So you can use a Tune-Matic light, which is about $150, and it's a motorized antenna controller that stores up to 20 presets. And for me, that's pretty invaluable. You program it and forget it. You press a button, boom, it puts the antenna up or down according to what you according to the mount that you use. Because if you have a preset for a different mount, it's not going to tune very well, right? Um, and another accessory that I've used is the 12-foot whip. Now, I called Tarheel, and they told me that, you know, the whip that they sell for CBs, that might be a little too heavy, might tax the engine, the motor that moves the antenna up and down. They recommend using the MFJ 1977 antenna, which is retractable. I don't particularly like that antenna too much because it's a bit flimsy, but it will definitely um, give you an improvement in efficiency with the antenna. Do you need one? No. Do you need one of those 12-foot whips? No. The 6-foot will do fine. Do you need a Tunematic, a Tunematic Lite or a regular Tunematic? No, you don't. But these are just things that you should consider. Now, how do I use this antenna in particular? I use it for POTA mostly, and one of the advantages is that it gives me a wide range of frequencies, so people can contact me again on the same day. And I use it for contesting, so I can skip around bands and such. The cons on this particular antenna is that you can't mount it on a K400. You need special mounting because it's heavy. That might not be a con, but a lot of people have these type of mounts. Um, it's meant to be. It's not meant to. This particular antenna, what I've been told, it's not meant for an SUV. It's meant for a big truck, and it's really meant for people that are, out in the countryside, because there's a lot more room there. Another con is that it's not inexpensive. It's what, around $650 plus tax, and I think you have to pay for shipping as well. So, it's not inexpensive. If you're beginning to be a mobile ham operator, you want to get into this, maybe a Diamond HF20CL or a Hustler antenna would be way less expensive. But if you really want to get into this, you can also, purchase an ATOS 120. But grounding is very important on the antenna. So if you have any issues with grounding with the car, it might not work. This worked out of the box. Now, what's the pros? The quality of the antenna is incredible. This thing is built like a tank, and it could be outside in the rain or in the snow, and you don't have to clean it often. And it's just built to last. Some people have had these antennas for 10 years, and it hasn't failed them, which is awesome. Of course, another pro is the range of frequencies. Yes, I know any other screwdriver antenna can do that. I get it. But, this has great quality, and audio quality is awesome. Many times, I would say more than half of the times when people say, hey, your audio sounds great, it's because I have my Tarheel. Yes, conditions, ground, radio, those are important too. But significantly, there's a significant difference when using the Tarheel than my Hustler or Diamond. By the way, another advantage of having the Tarheel or this screwdriver antenna is that I don't need to carry my other Hustler antennas or Diamond antennas. And lastly, support. The support in the Tarheel company is super awesome. They, I want to say it's Jan or Janet, the lady that gives you information, takes down the information. She knows her antennas, and she won't sell you something that you don't need. I was talking to her about a motorized, what do they call that? A I wanted to so I wanted to buy a motorized antenna controller, and but I wanted to buy one that does things automatic, but it costs more. And she was just talking to me. She didn't upsell me. She was like, "You don't really need that," and she was telling me why, and it makes sense. And I was like, "Yeah, okay, I really don't need it." So they won't sell you something that you don't need just so that they can, make more money. And I like that. I think that's a good quality for a company. So overall, would I buy this antenna again? No. I think I would buy the more slimmer version, the little Tarheel 2. But do I regret buying it? No. Because it's a fabulous antenna. The reason why I have a 75A is because when I've done a lot of POTA activations, when people say I'm immobile and I'm like, oh, I want to know exactly what your rig is and your antenna. Those people that had the Tarheel, the majority that I've spoken to, they have the 75A, and it just sounds great. The only thing that I didn't realize, what I didn't realize in the city, is that this antenna is very hefty and it's very tall, and so I should have done more research. But I'm not regretting whatsoever the antenna. I've learned so much about it, and when I have, I can always put it on my truck, right, and then mount it on that car instead. So, if you have any questions, put them on the comment section. If you have a Tarheel, which one do you have? Tell us if you like it or not. If you have another screwdriver antenna, tell us what it is, and tell us if you like that one. I'm interested in those that have the Scorpion and screwdriver antenna, or the ATOS 120 antenna, and also, interested in those people that do mobile in general, and what antenna they use, and what their experiences have been. So I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, Zero Oscar. I'll see you later. Bye bye.